Welcome to WatchNet TV and yet another edition of What's in the Box. I'm trying out some new studio lighting today that should be a pretty vast improvement over what we've used in the past, so hopefully this will make the components we're talking about a little bit easier to see as we go along. Today we're taking a look at a Panerai Luminar 1950 10 days GMT. How's that for a mouthful? So let's see what's in the box. First thing that you notice about the watch is that it is a black sandwich dial, which is traditional for Panerai, and one in which they're utilizing on a lot of their 1950 homage watches. It is nicely laid out with the date window at 3, the 10-day power indicator at 6, and the sub-seconds and 24-hour AM PM indicator at 9. Makes it a nice usable dial that's not busy and not difficult to read. The case is also rounded and a bit more consistent with the earlier designs of their watches. I think the homage cases are really kind of a nice design, make the watch wear a little flatter on the wrist but still providing a good presence for the watch. The movement is a new P203 movement, which is the in-house automatic GMT movement. It's very nicely finished, but kind of a modern finishing as opposed to traditional Swiss finishing. Kind of nice, clean, blue painted Helvetica letters throughout that make it not only nice to behold, but fairly simple to read nomenclature, and presents a nice visual presence. But the most interesting thing to me about this watch is just how they've tailored the movement operations. If you think about how most watch mechanisms work, one of the more tedious parts is always kind of resetting the seconds hand to 0 when you go to set the watch against the atomic clock somewhere. But in this particular case, they've done something which I think is very unique. If you pull the crown out to the second position, which resets the entire movement, you can see that the sub-second hand automatically snaps back to the 0 position. So you can set the entire movement against the atomic clock just by positioning the hand at whatever minute your objective is, and then knowing that the seconds are already 0, you can just wait for the moment to come along and press the crown in to re-accentuate the movement. Kind of a nice feature I wish a lot of other people would use. The GMT feature on this is really nice. It's got a couple of functional components. The 24-hour AM and PM indicator is a constant 24-hour movement that kind of allows you to set it to home time. But if you then push the crown in, once you get it set to home time, if you push the crown in by 1 notch, I can do this, the second hand resumes movement at whatever the specific time is you set it, and the hour hand then begins to function independently for setting your travel time or your on-site time. But the neat thing about it is, I'm sure you can just see, when I move the hour hand away from home time, we still have another hand indicator for the 12-hour position of current home time. So now we have a 12-hour scale for home time, and we also still have the 24-hour AM and PM indicator, which is really kind of a neat feature. And I think for those of us who use a watch and travel across time zones, a very unique feature and a nice way to lay out the dial. Anyway, all in all, I think a super watch. One that I would be proud to own and wear and find very utilitarian for travel. So if you'd like to see close-ups and get a little bit more detail. This watch is for sale at watchnut.com. Simply go to watchnut.com and click on the Panerai watches for sale, and you can take a look at the close-ups and see what you think. Anyway, I think it's a pretty neat watch. I thank you for taking the time to look, and appreciate your taking the time to watch this thing.